it very right. At our farm, we thought we had dealt with disease. We thought, you have fenced, you have some roads inside, you have planted trees, you have a good manager. After so many years, suddenly there is a cow being operated. Our cow, yesterday I watched it on video and I almost cried. The back quarters of the cow are opened, the leg, and inside you are removing dead matter. You've taken this cow to sleep. It has suffered from a disease called black quarter. Black quarter, I thought we had finished it many years ago. Now, the manager tells me we need to move from downstream. There's a book I want to recommend. You have some bandwidth to take a book? Okay. These are brothers, they write simple books, and I have read all their books. They are called Chip and Heath. They are brothers. Chip and Dan Heath. Their latest book is called Upstream. And upstream means that they have written another book called Made to Stick. Those books should be in our bookstores. They say in this new book called Upstream that the problems that keep happening to you as an enterprise, you are playing downstream where everybody is, and if they are repetitive, you need to move upstream to prevent problems from happening. Now, when I watched that video yesterday, I was upset with myself because we gave up on controlling disease because, I have arrived. I'm okay now. So the manager tells me you have to go through the farm, 500 acres, and remove every dead bone of the last 100 years. Every bone of a dead cow, every tissue. Collect them. Go step by step. You must hire 100 people to do that so that the cows do not leak those bones which retain that disease. I thought, but we've cleaned up the land. I want to move on to beef. Don't move on first. First handle what you have. So, gone on and on. So those three resources, young people, intellect, very important. We don't like to read. We think reading is now outdated. We are on Facebook. No, books are still good. They transport us into the unknown. They bring us back. They show us what we don't know. They show us, even before you sit with Jennifer, go read what she has written. Don't bother her. Secondly, emotional resources. This idea that my friends are really leaving me, I should be doing this at this age, useless. Focus on what you are doing because the country needs you, your family needs you, young people need you, because if you just blow up, get some money and blow it up in a casino or drink alcohol and that's it. We've seen many young people who have suffered from that. And eventually, faith is like the anchor. Can I read a verse for you and I close? There is a verse I read yesterday and connected to this and I found it very interesting, that there was a man, all of us know a fellow called Jacob. He had many sons. One of them was called, I think, Simeon, right? Now, Simeon had children who were fewer than Judah. Judah had many children, and to have children, you had good labor, so you are like, look at me. I'm the guy with a big quiver, whatever you call it. But it says that Simeon's children went to the entrance of a place called Geda, as far as the east side of the valley, to seek. Keep that word seek. In enterprise, you are always searching, to seek pasture for their flocks. And they found eventually rich, good pasture, and the land was broad and quiet and peaceful. It's in 2 Chronicles chapter 4, 1940. I found that interesting. You stop searching in business, you are dead. You're gone completely.
Thank you
very
very
much.
much.
I apologize. If you give me a microphone, I can talk endlessly.
We are actually enjoying ourselves, but unfortunately, we are pressed for time. We only have about 5 more minutes left. So I'm going to ask the rest of us, I'm going to ask you very, very, very quick questions, each one of you, as we conclude this. For you, or Tim Gerald, I know you're interested in merging technology and capital and entrepreneurship. What would you say is the future of entrepreneurship in this country with technology in mind? Very, very, very briefly.
I think that there are two things that are going to define the future of entrepreneurship. One is technology. And I'm not saying this because I'm a tech entrepreneur. I didn't study ICT. I studied economics, but I ran a tech company. But it's really because I realized very early on that technology and ICT will be a big factor in a lot of businesses. Technology opens a lot of opportunities. You can apply ICT and technology literally in every sector. If it's health, banking, agriculture, tourism, anywhere, literally. So technology for me is a tool. Right? It's a tool that you apply in any idea and allows you to innovate. It allows you to innovate, allows you to scale fast, allows you to make possible things that would ideally be impossible. So ICT for me is key. The second is the power of youth. You know, I think it's already been mentioned here that when you're still a young person, you have room, one, to take risk, but your mind is also still ripe enough to imagine the impossible. So I think that, you know, the future of entrepreneurship in this country, there will be two main factors. Youth, the power of youth. So it's really important that we tap into that and encourage young people to thrive in business. I think that we all as stakeholders need to make the ground fertile enough for young people to actually innovate and build businesses. Whether it's in policy, whether it's in our tax policy, or it's you know, in enabling incubation. There's a lot of incubation hubs actually innovate. And then we need to invest in technology, enabling young people to learn ICT skills, the modern ICT skills now, enabling a thriving ICT ecosystem, and encouraging young people to take up careers in ICT.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to probably conclude with Pastor Patience. Audrek mentioned that the importance of the faith resource. And I know it was in a broader sense, but I would like to narrow it down to, you know, our faith in God and in Christ. What would you say is one biblical principle that you would like to leave with those that are here and the young people that are listening to us that you have found very helpful in as far as this area is concerned?
Thank you. Like I said in the when I was answering the first question, I have learned more about the character of God through business than actually through active ministry. Why? Because business is about handling relationships. It's about taking something small and making it grow and increase. Business needs faith. It needs so much faith to see something that was not there become, you know, something that was in your mind. To see it come from your mind, from a dream, and then it becomes something that's alive, that's living, that's giving livelihoods to many people, that's paying taxes, that's making a contribution to society. So I don't know how you can do that without God, really, without prayer, without having God sort of help you birth a process. I will just give you an example. At the farm, because there's so much to do with life. I think that sometimes we put things in silos. We say business is this, and faith is this, and academia and all that. But I think that when you walk with God, He shows you the interconnectedness in everything. I'll give you an example, just a quick example. When we started, years ago, when we started our farm, there was no income at all at the farm, like zero income. In fact, the farm was always taking our income from our work here in the city. So once I went to the farm to do, I think I was going there to do something, and I would dread the demands I would find when I would get to the farm. Now, as soon as I would get there, they would say, oh, we don't have, drugs for the cows, we don't have this, we don't have that, and they're expecting you to supply all these demands. And I remember I asked one of he was not even really a manager, just like a guy who was helping us run things. I asked him, but isn't there something that we can sell here to help us take care of these costs? And he said, I remember his words, I'll never forget them. He said, there is no income in this farm. And he said, there's no single income in this farm. So those words really kind of haunted me. I thought, why? You see a land, it's so rich, it's so green, there are animals, there's water. Why is there no income in this land? And I remember I went that night, I prayed about it. I said, Lord, I need to know why we're not having anything, no productivity in this farm. It didn't make sense. And I prayed about it, and that night I had a dream. And in the dream, I saw our farm. And I was like at a bird's eye view, and I saw the land. And then I zoomed in the dream, and I saw huge trucks coming out of this land, filled to the brim with cargo, with boxes. And I sort of came close to the trucks and saw the boxes, and the boxes said, Thomas's Farm. And at that time, we were not calling it Thomas's Farm. We were just calling it the farm. And the Lord said, out of this land will come productivity that will go out into the nations. And I said, when I woke up, I started praying. I said, Lord, I speak to the north and the south and the east and the west. And I call forth productivity into this land. And I break whatever curses are on this land that are making it so barren and unproductive. And I started really praying for the land to begin to produce. And the Lord started showing me a lot of things that had happened on the land to do with family rivalries and a lot of other things over many years, and that were sort of binding up this land. And once we started dealing with those things, the land was really released and began to produce. So what we're doing right now is the fulfillment of that vision that the Lord showed us many years ago. So I cannot separate God. And it's so important for Uganda, because Uganda, I believe, has really a prophetic destiny in the world. And God hasn't given us all this beautiful, I'm sorry I'm taking a lot of time, God hasn't given us this beautiful land with this rain and the temperatures and everything just for us to sit on it and enjoy it. There's a reason for it. And we need the grace of God as Ugandans to unlock its potential.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, they say all good things come to an end, and this good thing has to come to an end. Thank you very much. Our panelists, you've done a tremendous job. I wish we had more time to get to hear the stories that you have and the different, practical skills that you'd share with us. My take home for today has been nobody starts with money. You start with an idea. And my question to all the young people listening to us is, what idea do you have, and when are you going to start? Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chilabira, and to our distinguished panel. You really have blessed us with your experience, your thoughts, your knowledge. I particularly agree with you, Pastor Patience, that all of life is spiritual. There's no way you can distinguish between business and the spiritual aspect of business. And so I believe that allowing God to breathe life into the ideas that we have, I think is very important. So even as we dream, as we plan to innovate, I think faith is a very important aspect to that. So thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and your wisdom on the whole subject of entrepreneurship. We're going to delve into another subject, which is why we're here. We're going to be talking about entrepreneurship, and we'll be hearing a bit more about that. But so that we can stretch our legs and our arms, maybe go, use the bathroom. Hopefully not, because I would like you to be around for this performance. Please join me in welcoming Isaac Ruchi. Isaac is a performing artist as well. He's been singing for for the longest time, and his music is still amazing. So please join me in welcoming him as he gives us a song. Oh, please, our panelists, you may return to your seats.
Hello. Hi, how you doing? I'm going to repeat. Audrey kept talking about bandwidth, and I know the attention span tends to shrink. Let's do some exercise and even wake up the brains. Just get up on your feet. We're going to try something, and I want to be surprised and see if anyone can do it. Take your right hand and move it this way. Now take the other hand, pause this one. Take this other one and move it the other way. And then on a count of 3, do that together. 1, 2, 3. Look at you. Look, who is doing it? No. It is impossible. Try, you can try this at home. Go in the mirror and try and see if you can move one hand this way and the other one totally opposite. I've been trying that since I was a kid, and I've just never been successful. I remain standing. My name is Isaac Ruchi, and I've been coming to Uganda Youth conferences since the 90s. This is how old I am. We started coming out and supporting Mama as she was doing this. And I would come with the group Limit X, who I sang with for so many years. We were roving ambassadors for Uganda, traveled to over 69 different countries. And it's always exciting when I have an opportunity to come. And I've been talking to the team. It would be nice for us who have been there, like the older guys, the alumni, to start having maybe once a year and have an event of all the alumni, all those that went through these conferences that were, who benefited. I meet so many people in managerial positions. I meet couples that met those commitments for those who came those years when people were signing commitments and contracts with God and to abstain and wait until you're married. I know couples that went through that. So it's always an honor and exciting when I come back to this. We have 5 albums. But everyone seems to know about Limit X by way of one song, and I'm going to do that song. It's called Malibongwe. It says, "Come to me, all ye that are tired and heavy laden." Everyone do this? Okay, this is the hand sign of how you say, "Come here." We went to America and they were doing it the wrong way. And we were on a mission to correct that, and many of them changed their ways and they do it the right way. So join me as we sing Malibongwe. Everybody say Malibongwe. Malibongwe. Now we're going to move together. To your right. Ikamala ikosi Malibongwe. Prince of Peace. I am the Prince of Peace. I'm the way, the truth, and life. I am the way, the truth, and life. Oh, everybody come to me. So come to me, come to me, come to me. Everybody come on. So come to me, come to me, come to me. All the people come on. So come to me, come to me, come to me. Hey, hey, are you feeling so lonely? You don't know what to do. Are you feeling so down? You don't know where to go. I've got a message to give you, a message from the Lord. It says, I know you, I know you, I know you. Everybody here, I know you. All the people here, I know. Oh, he knows you by name. I know. Oh, he knows you. I am the Lamb of life. Oh, I'm a Prince of Peace. I am the Prince of Peace. I'm the way, the truth, and life. I am the way, the truth, and life. So come to me, come to me, oh come to me. Everybody come on, so come to me, come to me, oh come to me. All the people come on, so come to me, come to me, come to me. Hey, hey. Oh yeah. I know you, I know you, everybody here, all the people there, whenever man, yeah. I am the bread of life. Oh, I'm a Prince of Peace. I am the Prince of Peace. I'm the way, the truth, and life. I am the way, the truth, and life. Oh, everybody come to me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on. So come to me, come to me, come to me. All the people come on, so come to me, come to me, come to me. Hey, hey, everybody, come on. Let me see your elbows. Your elbows, yeah. Now we're gonna dance before the Lord. I 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 dance before the Lord. Yeah. I dance before the Lord. I dance before the Lord. Idama, Legoshi Malibongwe. 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 Leikoshima libongwe, Leikoshima libongwe, Leikoshima libongwe, Leikoshima libongwe, Malibongwe. Bless you. You have a seat.
Malibongwe. Thank you so much, Isaac Ritchie, for that, carrying that intergenerational mantle. Now, ladies and gentlemen, joining us live from Dubai is Mr. Paul Wafula Wawire. Paul is a career banker with over 23 years experience. He's currently the Regional Director, Risk and Policy Legal, Africa, Middle East, for Standard Chartered Bank Group based in Dubai.